I'm Candace, and I am a huge How to Train Your Dragon fan. And I have been to Epic Universe, very luckily, 3 times now, and I want to talk to you about How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk at Epic Universe. In the interesting facts and details as a huge How to Train Your Dragon fan that I noticed. The first question I had when it was announced was, when in the timeline would this take place? Because there's so many different eras. It could be right after the first movie with young Hiccup and the gang learning more about dragons, or the second movie. I couldn't see how it would be after the third unless we have 30-something-year-old Hiccup, Astrid, and everyone reuniting with the dragons. So technically, this land takes place after the second movie. Stoic's gone. Hiccup is the new chief. In the show, The Untrainable Dragon, he's dealing with a lot of the issues of being the brand new chief of Berk. And when meeting him and Toothless, he was talking about being the new chief. You can also spot Cloudjumper, his mother Balka's dragon, in a window. But Toothless's kids do appear in the land, even though it does occur after the second movie. It does break canon. I think it's a good compromise because we get baby dragons and also the Berk we all fell in love with in the movie and TV series. Speaking of TV series, Dragons Race to the Edge and the other series, Defenders of Berk and Raiders of Berk, are technically canon in this land. I personally was shocked when I found out that some people don't consider the series canon with the movies, but they're canon to me. That's a whole nother video, I think. The biggest reference, I think, is the giant dragon eye that can be seen in the queue of Hiccup's wing gliders. It's used as a way to project the safety video, which I think was a pretty smart thing to do because obviously they don't have projections at that time in that land. Also, in Tuff's and Ruff's fire drill ride, there are references to Chicken, Tuff's beloved pet. I was told if you bring up Chicken to Tuff, be very excited about talking about his beloved bird. I have not, as many people requested, said tears around Tuff. I don't want to make him cry. Even if he is an actor, I don't want to make him cry. There are also other dragons only seen in the series and video games, like the Snow Wraith. Speaking of the Snow Wraith, one of my favorite things is about the placement of some of the dragons. There are over 30 dragons representing 17 different breeds. It really makes it feel alive. The Snow Wraith is placed right next to the freestyle drink machines, giving the illusion that he's keeping our drinks cold. And a Gronkle, well, the butt of a Gronkle, is seen on top of the dryers next to the water ride, which I think is hilarious. The idea of the Gronkles maybe like spewing lava to help you dry off after the Tough and Rough ride. I got to go to Epic Universe for the first time April 5th, which was the second day they started allowing photos and videos of Epic Universe to be released. And I went in blind. And what was so insane to me is the Isle of Berk is huge. It is 15.5 acres, and it has over 160,000 square feet of rock work. It's made for both Vikings and dragons. There are multiple places to eat, like a Viking. Mead Hall, like from the movies and TV series, with the giant doors and the carvings out front. It's like entering the movie. And they have a bunch of different ciders and meads and ales and a very hearty menu. I dined there with my mother when I took her as a Mother's Day gift. She got Gobber's turkey legs and I got Hiccup's salmon. And they were delicious. That's something about Universal that I've never been too kind about, is the food's pretty mid. But Epic Universe has really stepped up the food game and is themed perfectly for each land. Another place to eat is Spitfire Grill. It's a quick service which is actually everything's cooked by an unseen dragon. I was told by a team member the name of the dragon is Spitlout. No relations to the Lout family, I asked. But I went there my second time at Epic when I went solo, and I got myself an Astrid shrimp bowl, and it was delightful. There is also Hooligans, Grog, and Gruel, a festive racing-themed food stand near Dragon Racers Rally, where you can get a bread cone filled with like mac and cheese and a few other things. I have not eaten there. It was way too hot outside for mac and cheese, at least for me. And the last place I didn't notice the first time I went was how to treat your dragon. And that is a cute, adorable bakery that has things like macaroons and cookies and cake pops, all themed how to train your dragon. I got my dad some macaroons for watching my dog. One of the days I went, he loved them. And I got a cookie and it was delicious. One of the best things about this land are the characters, the actors, team members who bring this land to life. I have had some very interesting encounters with Ruffnut and Tuffnut, the twins. And every time they have been utterly hilarious.
Did you call me my sister?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
This is the worst thing that's happened in my today. All right, I'm over it. Here, I'll help you with a nice little easy thing. Tuffnut is tough. Ruffnut.
Ridiculously attractive.
I was gonna say left the womb and mom went, ugh, rough. But sure, yours works too.
There was utter disappointment in Mom's face.
Yeah, and oh, take that back. Oh wait, that's exactly what I told Mom after you were born.
What?
Yeah.
I used to not be like going to meet characters unless I'm with kids, but just happening upon them in the land, it makes you feel like a little kid interacting with them. And honestly, if I had a nickel for every time Ruffnut and Tuffnut ran away from me, I would have, well, 3 nickels now. Which isn't a lot, but it's kind of weird it keeps happening.
Continuity. That's the 3rd time they've run away from me.
Meeting Toothless is one of those experiences where you know, yes, it's an animatronic. It's not real, but when you get close to him and you see him moving and he makes noises at you, your brain, like your logical part of your brain just shuts off. And as you can see in this video I'll post of me meeting Toothless, I started using my, oh my god, I see a puppy voice. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like seeing an adorable giant puppy, which is what I really think Toothless is.
Yeah, he couldn't help but notice. What do you think, bud?
Toothless, I've always wanted you to do this, okay? Thank you, Toothless!
The actors who play Hiccup and Astrid, they are all fantastic. I got a little baby dragon as a treat myself souvenir. And as you can see, it's a deadly natter. And Hiccup was like, Astrid can, give you a lot of advice about this little guy. And Astrid knew about the chicken making him faster, which is a TV series fact, which I was very impressed that they know their stuff. Gobber is also a meetable character, which Gobber is Gobber. Next to Gobber is, of course, Grump, who he sleeps and he wakes up just to go right back to bed, which, you know what? That's a mood, and Grump, I get it. Gobber does a very good Hiccup impression.
Bounce on one leg. That's the key there. A lot of people try to do a Hiccup, but you got to get the bouncing just right. You got to refer to things like baby boo along. All right, so let's see. Let me work on this. All right. She. Hey, Gobber, I meant to be at the fork. Oh, it's okay, big baby boo. That's him right there. Thank you. I just probably saved you 45 minutes.
You know what? So does Tuffnut.
He's just like kind of like, dragging.
To make fun of Hiccup, it seems. So there are 3 different rides at Isle of Berk. The e-ticket ride is Hiccup's Wing Gliders. which honestly, I think maybe the titles need to be switched because there is also a dragon racer rally that looks like gliders. But I'll talk about that one later. I've definitely seen people confused, and the first day that I went, my friends and I were very confused as well. But the wing gliders are the roller coaster. It's a launch family roller coaster. The roller coaster is nothing new, but the animatronic Toothless, there's baby dragons, and then there's the music of John Powell. Test Drive is playing while you're soaring through the scenery, and it feels like you're flying through Berk. And I mean, like, watching those movies, who hasn't wanted to fly around Berk? Next is Fire Drill, an interactive boat ride that is hosted by twins Ruffnut and Tuffnut, again, my favorite characters. They have taken over Berk's Fire School, and, you know, they've done what they do and make it fun. Make it a game, as Astrid says. Why do you turn everything into a competition? You're either for Team Rough or Tough. And something that I found playing on Team Tough last time was that he is not good at mechanical things. So occasionally, if you shoot a target and you get that target, the water might not splash your opponents. You might be splashing yourself instead because Tough's not good at some stuff. It's fun. It's well themed. It really looks like something that was created in Berk. It doesn't look manufactured. It looks like something created by hand. And it's really perfect for those hot Florida days. Last time I rode it, it was 95 degrees and I was just ready to get soaked. And you know what? Luckily I did. And since Epic Universe honestly does not have that much shade, I dried off pretty quick. So I highly recommend not missing that if you are a How to Train Your Dragon fan, even though yes, you will get wet. The third ride is Dragon Racers Rally. It is hosted by Astrid and Snoutlout. You can hear the voices of America Ferreira and Zach Perlman, who plays Snoutlout in the series. And there is a Stormfly one, and then there's a Hook Fang. No, Fang Hook is Gustav's dragon. Sorry, I got confused for a second. Hook Fangs on the other side. And this is a basic ride, which I'm pretty sure I've written the exact copy of it when I was at Mall of America about like 10 years ago. And it was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shell Shock. They were both made by the same company too. The cool thing about this type of ride is you can control your experience. So yes, if you use the wings, you can flip over. You can do tricks, as they say. Or you can do like me the first time I rode it and just had a flat, calm experience because I just wanted to see more of Berk. The show in Isle of Berk is the Untrainable Dragon. Do not miss this show when you're there. This is pretty much the best show I've seen at any theme park, and I've been to a lot of theme parks in my time. I will not be telling you how long that time is, but I've been to 8 Disney theme parks, Universal parks, everything. Cannot compare to any show. Disney is probably watching this getting nervous because the show has music, dancing, the special effects. They do use screens, but they interact with the screens, so it feels very seamless and purposeful, which unlike some shows at theme parks, which I will not go into, feel not so much. The animatronic Toothless that flies, insane, mind-blowing. I wanted to cry seeing him for the first time. And then, of course, the Stormcutter dragon. This is a beautiful puppet animatronic. Is just amazing to see in person. And then, of course, there's baby dragons. Again, my favorite. Baby dragons. Especially Grunkles. I think like rewatching the series again, I really appreciated the Grunkles more because how puppy-like they are. One of my favorite little things is at Toothless's treasures. If you look above, sleeping, and a little canopy are his kids. And you can hear them like snoring. It's, again, just cute, adorable. Things that, weren't necessary, but add so much charm and life to a land. Overall, as you can tell, I love this land. How to Train Your Dragon, the movies, the series, they're my comfort watch. They have helped me during some very bad times in my life. And walking into Berk feels like a big hug. It's everything I've dreamed about since it was announced. I actually asked for this back when my podcast did an episode when Epic Universe was announced. And I went through all of the properties that Universal either owned or were affiliated with. And DreamWorks obviously has always been one since of Shrek. And the thing I asked for, other than the Universal monsters, was How to Train Your Dragon. And you know what? I got it. And I am very happy. Shout out to the team at Epic Universe. Y'all are amazing. Everyone who works there, even when there were hiccups, pun not intended, they just had a great attitude and they were great at answering any questions, especially when I know a lot of them are just starting. They know their stuff and they're just great. I'm so excited to see what they do with this land. I'm hoping they do Snuggletog in winter. It would be so much fun to maybe have like some Snuggletog drinks, not made by Astrid, but things like that. Maybe have the land dressed up. There's a lot of things that they could do. I'll be back at Epic Universe maybe in a few weeks. I'm not sure when this will be posted, but if you have any questions, please let me know. I will try to get them answered. I will try to see Tuffnut and Ruffnut again. I want to talk to them just, about dragon riding in general. See how Barf and Belch are doing. That kind of thing. But yeah, leave me a comment, please. It really helps the channel. Thank you all for the support from the shorts. It's really amazing, and I've been working on this channel for so long, and having it pop up now has kind of like dreams are coming true. And it's kind of great that it's because of How to Train Your Dragon, something that I absolutely love. Thank you all, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.